What are bug bounties? Watch this video and find out. Hi everybody, welcome to StudioSec. Thank you for watching. Like if this video is helpful, comment down below with your experience with bug bounties, if you've taken part, with your tips for anybody that might be new, that's maybe thinking about this as a potential career option. Anything that you can comment regarding bug bounties, hey, put it down there. I'd love to see it. And subscribe for more content. I'm posting every week. So, what are bug bounties? Well, they are bounties for bugs. I mean, it's pretty much, the name's in the description, but really, let's break this down a little bit. And to do that, I'm gonna use kind of like a historical analogy. So, think of like the Wild West, where maybe you have an outlaw that's running around causing a lot of havoc. And, the sheriffs at the time, who there weren't many, they couldn't really cover a lot of ground. They couldn't go out and actively hunt for these outlaws. They would put a bounty up, with like a picture and information on where to find these outlaws, allegedly, and where they believe you could find these outlaws. And a price. They'd say, hey, if you can bring this person in to jail, we will pay you this amount of money. Well, think of that, but for bugs. Companies are constantly looking to make their applications work better and to make them more secure. And one of the ways that they do this is by providing bug bounties. And that they'll be able to pay in forms of money, in forms of other things. They will have competitions. Where many companies will come together and say, hey, who can find bugs in our applications? We will pay you money. And whenever I say by pay you money, these prizes can range into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is a career field. If you enjoy playing with code, if you enjoy finding problems and finding solutions to problems, this could be the thing for you, is doing bug bounties. And in doing that, you're going to be able to do all kinds of cool hacking, because effectively to find the bug, you have to intricately know how an application or a program works, and then try something. If you think, okay, but I don't think that it will work well if I tried this strategy on this application, and I believe I can gain access to the root account on the system, and you try that and it works. Well, congratulations, you found a bug, and you can report it and you can get some money. So mind you, the main thing about this is it's not just that you found it, you have to report it. Obviously, you can't just keep it and then use it to gain access to everything else. That's hacking, that's illegal. You are doing this purely from an academic standpoint of, does this bug exist? And if so, how do you stop it? And then you report it. You take it to the company, you say, hey, I found this. This is part of this bug bounty program that you have offered on your website, and that I've contacted you about, that I'm trying to do this. So they have an understanding that, okay, this person's, they're trying to help us. They're not just doing this, for malicious purposes. So real quick, let's just really understand what a bug is, right? A bug is a misconfiguration in an app or a program. And by that misconfiguration, I mean, it could be anything large or small. It could be something that causes an app to crash, or just not function properly. It could cause a security vulnerability, allowing an attacker an avenue of attack, or it could just be something totally benign. It's just, something nobody really knows. It doesn't really do anything. It's just there, but it wasn't intended. Those are bugs, right? And so companies are constantly looking at, refining their applications and getting rid of bugs. So like, why do bugs happen? You might be thinking, well, a lot of these applications, especially bigger applications, will have teams of developers working on them, but they may not exactly be working on the same things. They're kind of putting together different sections of this app and then forming it, like fusing the app together later. But sometimes whenever you fuse them together, they may not work together the best of ways. Or maybe those core, applications, they may not work, 100% the first time. It happens. It's a natural part of building an app. So it's totally natural. It's a thing that people know is going to happen. But the important thing is, trying to fix it, trying to get rid of bugs, before it can become a real security liability down the road. So the thing about bugs is that attackers are trying to find these bugs. They're trying, they will commonly go after bugs in an application or a program and try to use it to gain access to a system, to gain access to information, and just generally target a network. So obviously, let's say, an attacker's trying to use this bug, to gain access. You're a cybersecurity researcher, you find that bug and you report it. Well, that will allow the company to create a patch for that bug, roll it out to everybody that's using that app, and then the attacker will no longer be able to use that bug as a threat vector for their attack. Now, some of these competitions and some of these bounties can pay out so well that people will make this their entire career. In fact, it's not uncommon to hear of people actually leaving their 9 to 5 and choosing to do bug bounties full time. But a couple caveats, right, is that you will have to be able to intimately know the way that a program works, what was intended, what's supposed to happen when I hit the executable that's supposed to run this app, and if so, and then what's happening, is the intended consequence happening, is anything extra happening as well, and being able to identify that will really help you find bugs, right? But then on top of that, understanding, okay, well, what does that bug really mean? Is that bug something that can give an attacker access, or is that bug completely benign, right? These are important things that you're going to have to be able to analyze. But the pro is that, and that might be actually a pro, but another big pro is the prize money, right? A lot of companies will pay out quite a lot of money for people that have found or reported a bug. And there are some cases of like people making in the hundreds of thousands, some cases of people winning a Tesla by hacking the Tesla, there are just all kinds of cool, stories out there that you can find of bug bounties that are, really just winning people cool prizes because of the cool work that they did. So you may not even need to do this on your own. You might be able to join a team. There are companies out there this is their entire business model. Is they will go out there, they will do these bug bounty competitions, they will do bug bounties that are just outstanding all the time. They'll be constantly looking for misconfigurations and widely used apps and programs and reporting them. And then that will give them, of course, contract money, and that's how they'll be able to pay for upkeep and salaries. So that's what bug bounties are. But because I mentioned earlier that bugs are a common vector for attackers, I also want to specify that some of the better attackers will try to exploit features. So if you think of the phrase, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Well, imagine that phrase being said whenever you're having a conversation about how an attacker got in, like what program the attacker used. You cannot patch a feature. If the intended purpose for an application is to run, certain processes, and it relies on those processes to actually function, you can't just shut it down. You can't flip a switch and turn it off, right? You're going to have to find a way to close the doors that the attacker is using, and so that's one thing. In a bug, you can just shut it off anytime. You just need to find the bug itself, create a patch for it, and then you shut it down, and then the attacker's lost access. But whenever the attacker has exploited a feature, it becomes much more interesting. Now, with all that being said, it is much more common for attackers to target a bug than a feature. Mind you, bugs exist. There's a lot of them. It's just a matter of finding them. Features, on the other hand, are often designed to be made secure, and so it's infinitely more complicated for an attacker to be able to exploit a feature. So with all that said, do you want to be a bug bounty hunter? Comment down below. If you have any questions for anybody else that might be watching this channel that is part of bug bounties, hey, comment down below, and we'll try to get you connected. Of course, like if this video is helpful, and subscribe for more content. Thank you.